wild opener. We get back at it in Game 2 of the NBA Finals on EA Sports. We're at Wells Fargo Center, where tonight the Philadelphia 76ers playing host to the LA Clippers. Hi, everyone. Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, you look at the Clippers coming into play. They were victorious in Game 1, and that's what you want to begin any series, but especially the NBA Finals.
And what a performance in Game 1. You steal the opener on the road, you take a home court advantage right away. Now you got the opportunity to take real control and take a 2-0 lead back to your place for Game 3.
Here comes the screen. Beverly to Marcus Morris. No good, and no foul.
It's because he took his eye off his target, Ed. As an offensive player, you have to glare at where the defender's coming to, but quickly redirect yourself to your actual target. He was more consumed with the defender than he was the actual rim.
Clippers have the basketball. Here's Leonard for two. Off the mark. He's made those before, but that was well defended.
You see, Ed, this is what the refs need to start calling. The defender hit the shooter right around the waist, which made him lunge into his shot and took away all of his concentration for it.
To Marcus Morris. Beverly. Joel Embiid tips it. That's out. Last touch by Joel Embiid. Leonard. Richardson to Tobias Harris. Going to launch beyond the arc. Harris always looking to create a shot, even ones like those.
Just let me break down to all the young players at home how special of a pass this was. That was a perfect delivery, and it hit the player right in the chest.
Leonard. Down low, George. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Here comes the screen. Beverly to Leonard. Joel Embiid able to recover with the block.
That's why a rim protector is in this. Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Paul George. Count the basket inside.
He's been doing this for years, the physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Big finish at the rim.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Beverly to Paul George. To Leonard. Beyond the arc for three. His first effort off the mark. To Tobias Harris. Josh Richardson. Jay, another one goes down. They're right where they want to be.
Exactly. Next play, you have to turn around defensively and get in the stance and actually keep that same kind of tempo.
Leonard to Marcus Morris. They'll get it down low to Harrell. Now ready with a couple of free throws.
That's actually not a bad move at all. You're applying more pressure on him by sending him to the line.
Montrezl Harrell. He's got two shots coming. Numbers not in his favor. 61% for his career. Misses the first. And he's able to hit the second after missing that first one. To Richardson. Josh Richardson, 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
Tobias Harris at the line for 2 shots. A career 81% free throw shooter. Knocks down the first. No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. Jackson with it. 9-point margin. To Leonard. Can't connect from in close. To Tobias Harris. The pass taken away by the Clippers. Leonard to Jackson. Down low for Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
From the painted area, won't go down.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting around those screens.
Let's go.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. 4-3. Had made his first couple, but he misses there.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Leonard. He was all over him.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Williams into the front court. Margins 8. Jackson to Leonard. Driving right to the basket. Whoa, look what I found.
You know it's a bad block when somebody snatches the ball out of the air. Wow.
Not done yet. Nice pass to set things up. Josh Richardson, he's been lights out so far. 5 for 5.
That's a good run right here to end the first quarter to open up that lead. If you're the coach of this team, you have to like the effort your guys are giving.
Got it.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Harris to the basket, but his shot stays out. Deep 3 at the buzzer. 3 at the buzzer is good. And a fitting close to this one. They're right back in it after 1 quarter of play. Second quarter set to start. This is what we like. This game is certainly in the balance.
Both teams are trying to feel each other out, but I like the aggression that both teams established in the first quarter. This is the first quarter league. The way you play in the opening minutes really sets the tone for the rest of the game.
Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Simmons to Embiid. Joel Embiid. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish.
And a putback slam.
Ed, it's pretty amazing how athletic bigs can be when it comes to getting an easy 2 points, huh?
Shot from the lane won't go. Beverly into the front court. Down 5. The rebound taken down by the Sixers. To Simmons. It was right there. LA Clippers with the basketball. Beverly. He'll get it down low to Harold. Missed a wide open look.
And you hate to say this, but this is the reality of the matter. Sometimes it takes guys a little while to warm up into the game. Seems like they finally found their rhythm in the second quarter.
Williams across the timeline. Right now, down 7. Has a chance. Wide open look, won't go.
Oh, I like that. You got the defense rotating from side to side. They're even recovering late, but still you got to make that one.
And stuffs it down.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Beverly to Harkless. Joel Embiid sends it away. Ooh, 5 now.
Blocking so many shots.
Stuffs it down with authority.
It's a problem in this league when people are dunking the ball like a tennis ball. That's how quick the ball went through the net.
It's the Clippers with the possession now to Williams. Trying to cash in. He buries it, creating space with the step back.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Driving is Simmons, but a shot no good. Harkless to Marcus Morris. Here's Simmons with it up top. It's a 9-point lead. And the rebound comes down to the Clippers. Williams into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Beverly. From the outside, no good. To Richardson. Has a look. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
If you're coaching against this player, you have to throw some fake traps, some fake schemes. How are you making this player think instead of just naturally react?
Time to shuffle things up. George to Marcus Morris. Paul George to Reggie Jackson. Knocked loose. Sixers have it.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
Nothing going here on that drive. Embiid to Simmons. Richardson. That won't go. The follow won't go either. Jackson with it. Down 11 to Marcus Morris. The pass set it all up.
In the paint, you need to finish. Just like that.
The drive right to the basket. Oh, Ben Simmons. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Jackson knocks it down.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Layup goes down. Well done.
I know this for a fact, Ed. Ben Simmons wanted to channel his inner Bill Russell during the NBA Awards as he stood up on that stage accepting that Rookie of the Year trophy, looking down at all the people that hated on him and didn't think that after a year of being injured that he can come back and be the one that everybody thought he could be. One of only 7 players in NBA history to lead his team to 50-plus wins while accepting the Rookie of the Year trophy.
And the basket good at the rim.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Timeout called here by the Clippers as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Leonard over to the right side to Leonard. Gets a look, can't hit. To Simmons. There it is, Al Horford. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
Leadership's greatest values occur in between the lines and not necessarily in the box score. And that's the type of leader that Al Horford is. He's the first all-star free agent to choose Boston in decades. And let me tell you this, the legacy of greatness runs deep in the family. His father, Tito Horford, was the first Dominican basketball player to ever play in the league, which goes to show you why Al has such a great feel for the game.
That's off the side of the rim, short. Runner's good there.
Good shot.
Deep three at the buzzer. We've reached halftime here in Game 2. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks, Ed. The 76ers entered the locker room with a comfortable lead. Clearly, the number of three-pointers these guys scored in the first half was incredible. And if they can keep that up, it's going to be tough to keep that team down. Have a look at the leading scorers. For the Philadelphia 76ers, the Clippers were unable to find an offensive flow in the opening half. Of course, they still have 2 quarters to turn things around, but it won't happen without making some adjustments. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Clippers.
First half stats. Player of the half.
Joel Embiid is up in the air swatting shots. When he's not doing that, he's down on the floor making steals. Who wouldn't be impressed by a first half like that?
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in that first half. Here are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. number 1.
Back to Ed and Jake to bring you the second half action.
Marcus Morris sends it away. Incredible. 6 tonight.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
First one goes down. And gets both to drop at the line.
Get it, shoot it again.
Offensive rebound. No, I missed a short one there.
And when you miss so many chippies right around the rim, you look at their points in the paint production. The first half, they were great. Second half, not so much.
Jay, I don't know if you call that the shooter's touch, but they will take it.
Well, essentially, the touch did help the ball go in, Ed. I don't know. I might have to agree to disagree on that.
It's LA Clippers ball to George. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. No good. That's rebounded by Philadelphia. To Tobias Harris. Here's a chance from long range. Tobias Harris is going to get 3 shots here. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. And he connects on the first free throw. Second of 3, no good. To Jackson. They'll get it down to Leonard. Off the assist.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Simmons. Oh, Ben Simmons. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
Ooh, he teased me a little bit right there. But see, I like that. That's called a great entertainer. Always leaving me on the edge of my seat.
Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. Jackson to Paul George. Fires the 3, and Paul George good on the quick release there.
Well, I like what you're doing right now. It looks like you're running some DHOs into PNRs. That's dribble handoffs into pick and rolls. You keep running that action, you're constantly going to keep the defense guessing.
Oh, emphatic slam.
As a rookie last year, Ben Simmons averaged 16 points a game and posted 12 triple-doubles, the second most by any rookie in NBA history. Or was last year really his rookie year? We can debate that one later.
To Leonard. Driving right to the basket. Short jumper won't go down. Slams it down. Big finish for Joel Embiid. He took it out on the rim that time.
Oh, there's no better feeling than after throwing that one down, hanging on the rim a little bit, looking at your opponent beneath you, making him recognize that's where you'll be the entire ball game.
Jackson to George. Shot clock violation. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Simmons to the basket, but his shot stays out. Beverly into the front court. His club's staring up at an 8-point deficit. Another shot won't go either. To Richardson. Fires the three. Jay, he's shaking his head. The guilty party. He knows it's better to be lucky than good.
Or he knows it was just a really bad shot that just happened to go in. But sometimes when the basketball heavens drop a gift in your lap, you take it.
Beverly to Paul George.
Let's go.
For three. Won't go down.
Let's go.
Harris to Horford.
Take it up, dog.
Finish that. Beverly into the front court. His guys down 11. George. Not that time. Simmons with it. He'll run the offense. Harris to Simmons.
How do we hold this thing? All right, we got to get somebody open. Right there, Al
Horford. No good. That's great defense.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Okay, we up 9.
Simmons into the front court. The lead stands at 9.
Look at that.
Slams it down.
I see this happen so much in the game. Just because a guy beats you off the dribble doesn't mean that you need to quit on the play. Stay in there, continue to be physical, even if you're behind the play.
Lays it up and in.
And ISO basketball is becoming a thing of the past. Team basketball is back. And if you have that personnel with the versatility plus the mindset, game over.
Simmons driving, but his shot no good.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
It goes down.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Now the Clippers call a timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. Now, opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. Kawhi Leonard. Rebound comes down to Simmons. Full throttle, right to the basket for the deuce.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Here's Leonard for two. The screen sets him up for two.
Bread and butter. And there are a few that can do it better off the screen.
Footer at the buzzer. That ends the third quarter. It's the Sixers out in front. The Clippers with the basketball as we begin the fourth quarter. And I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ballgame.
Has a chance. Williams' shot won't go.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
Embiid Trey Burke. Cleans it up. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And if you have the ball in your hands on offense and you're that open and you see the defense sprinting at you, directly at you, not taking an angle to try to block your shot to not hit you, brace yourself for contact, focus on making the basket, and one every time.
Kyle O'Quinn trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 74% free throw shooter. The free throw is good. Finishing off the three-point play. The lead grows to 12. To Leonard. Driving his green, but he can't finish.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
Leonard to George. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. It's defense making the ball carrier work. Five on the shot clock for Philadelphia. From long range. Tough shot. Well defended. The follow won't go either. Williams across the timeline. 14-point deficit. Strong finish for Paul George.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something. Get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
Clippers have the basketball. To Leonard. And he hits.
Ooh, I'm telling you from experience, his teammates will never let that one down.
Sixers call for time as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter.
You're going to see the best players make in-game adjustments on the fly. The intellect of some of these superstars is off the charts. Your ability to adapt and move forward as quickly as possible in the most efficient manner will determine whether you win this game or not.
Driving is Simmons, but a shot no good.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short arm a shot.
Paul George, 4-2. Yes, it drops. Little drama on that one.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in a defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Ben Simmons, a couple of free throws on the way. 56% for his career. Off the mark on the first free throw. Second one goes. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. George to Leonard. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
Into the front court comes Simmons. Lead stands at 7. Baseline drive. And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for 2.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Ben Simmons has got 2 shots coming, shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. First one, count it. he makes them both. Beverly into the front court. His guys down by 9. To Leonard. Trying to cash in. And the finish. Jay, that was unguardable. Montrezl Harrell swats it.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
And he'll head to the line.
I say this a lot, and it's only because coaches harp on it all the time. Read the scouting report. Know who you can and should send to the line. This is a case of knowing a shooter probably had a better chance of hitting a jumper than he does of hitting the free throws.
Two for 2 on that trip. LA Clippers with the basketball. Beverly to Marcus Morris. Sizing up the defense. Leonard. That's off the side of the rim, no good.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Drive by Harris, but a shot won't go. Takes it coast to coast, and the strong finish at the rim.
I know I've seen this many times in various mixtapes. Add that one to the list, too.
Runner's good there.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Leonard to Marcus Morris. To Leonard. Count the basket. He's feeling good. Defense has to get him out of his comfort zone.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Timeout called here by the Clippers. They're down big in this fourth quarter, and a chance here to empty their bench. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Paul George down low for Leonard. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
And when plays like that happen with multiple players touching the ball, the basketball gods will 100% reward you.
Richardson to Simmons. Harris to Embiid. No good. Now the Clippers call a timeout. It's their second and final one of the last 3 minutes. They cannot stop the clock again. Kawhi Leonard. Open look, and he buries it. Defense has to wake up.
I'm pretty sure I saw that move earlier in the game. I can't believe he fell for it again.
And now an intentional foul, so they'll send him to the line. 2 free throws here means it's a 3-possession game.
This is a close game, and possessions are at a premium. That's a good move to stop the clock.
And hits the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2. Here's Leonard for two. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up.
You got to know your personnel. That's not someone you want to send to the line for a free two.
First free throw is good. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Bad pass there. Clippers have it.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Knocks down the first. Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. And one. Embiid, good, through the contact. And going to the line for a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Joel Embiid at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 77% at the line. Missed the foul shot. Deep three at the buzzer. The Sixers are victorious. They claim their second-ever championship in what was their 5th consecutive NBA Finals appearance. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
The EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The 76ers almost let this one get away from them, but they managed to get the victory. What really stands out for me is how many three-pointers were scored. Everyone in the arena should have been given a free umbrella for the way they made it rain from long range. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Philadelphia 76ers. The Clippers lost a tight one today, and you can see the disappointment.
Sure, it's great they shot so well from three, but none of that really matters when your team has one more loss to show for it.
Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Game track. Three-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters must always happen, whether you're tired or not.
Player of the game.
Simmons was aggressive today with his scoring, getting his points right at the basket. He put down a crazy number of dunks in today's matchup. Here are the top 3 plays from the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
that does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.